Hello, it's OptiMystic Xzavia again. Today we just wanted to talk about past lives. I've had a few people inquire and ask that that's one of the first topics I talk about. So welcome to my second video. Past lives, not everybody believes in past lives. I definitely do because I help clear them. I work with them a lot. It makes a massive difference in your life if you've had them cleared and released like this. You don't have to have every life that you've had cleared and released and healed, but a lot of them can be affecting you in this life now. So often there's so many different areas I can cover in this, but I'm going to make this short because if you want to know more, you can come and see me for a past life healing and release. If you've heard of past life healing release, there's different styles. There's the kind where you get put under hypnosis and then you can visualize them yourself. That's a long process. It's really, really cool. I've had that done for me before. That's not something I do though. The one I do is when I'm connecting with you and I actually see the past lives for you. So you might have a problem in your life that, or a fear. Sometimes people have fears. Like you think, where did that come from? Why am I scared of common ones like dogs or drowning or falling and things like that? Oh, what I have claustrophobia. So if you have an obvious fear, I can definitely visit your past lives and see if there's any past lives you've had that may be affecting you now in that area. So, and often they're not, they're definitely not what I expect. Like I might think it just because you scared the water, you might have drowned in a past life. It's not like that. A lot of times I'm just like so surprised and think, wow, I didn't know that would have anything to do with that, but it does. So until you see someone like me, for example, that can help you heal that past life and send it away, it can be a recurring issue. You might have relationships that keep happening, the same patterns and same lessons over and over again. It's because it never got cleared. You're still connected to this past life or this person in a past life as well. So the issue keeps recurring till you learn your lesson. So healing and releasing it helps you to not have to keep coming back and doing the same stuff over and over again. So you can just move on and deal with some other lessons and karma and things that you want to learn from in this life. Yeah, it makes a massive difference. I've got some great stories, which I won't go into now. Save it for my book. Yeah, it helped people get over lots of different fears. You don't have to have fears and things like that to heal some past lives. I just, if you have something specific or a specific person you're wondering if you had a life with, I'll tune in and have a look. I'm very visual, so I see everything in my third eye. I close my eyes often when I'm doing it, but then when I start talking, I can open my eyes because it looks like a movie. I hear like the movie reel sound, like of an old movie, and I see a film appearing in my third eye with like the burning edges of a film and like in the olden days, then I know it. Also, sometimes they're sepia, sometimes they're black and white, sometimes they're color. Helps give me a timeline. I've done so many past life healing and releases that I've learned how to work stuff like that out, because it's not always relevant to know what year it was or exactly what country. Sometimes they show me. If you need to know, they'll show me. If it's irrelevant to your healing, they don't show me all the details. I can also like pause, rewind, zoom in, skip ahead to more significant times in that life. And not every life you've had is shiny and joyful. Sometimes you might have died in a terrifying way or had a negative experience with people and it needs to be cleared. So that's what I do. So I clear anything negative and stressful from that life that you don't need to carry on to this life. I clear it away, send it to the universe, and off we go. But then anything great, like there could be skills you had in that life. Say, for example, and a lot of people that are interested in healing have been a witch of some kind in a life. That comes up quite often. Very common. There was lots of us around. So say you've been a witch before and you got burned at the stake. Just, pick an obvious one. You want to clear the negativity away from that so you don't have that fear of practicing magic or a fear of getting into herbal medicine or something like that because of what happened in the past. But then we also want to integrate any of the skills and knowledge that you learned from that life into your subconscious now so they can help you. So that's like channeling and putting it into your subconscious, and yeah, you can use that information now. So you'll help grow your talents and skills and you'll start remembering things that you didn't know you knew. So it's good. You're releasing some negative and integrating some positive, which is really beautiful. Yeah, I'm always surprised. And I'm not really good with geography and history, so I often I like to look up and check just to confirm later if some of that stuff that I'm seeing doesn't make sense, and it always does, and it's really cool. I love it. And I've learned lots of things doing past lives. You can have more than one life going on at once. Yeah. Sometimes our soul's very impatient and wants to have more experiences than one at a time to learn what's going on and to grow spiritually. So yeah, sometimes you need to be disconnected from the other life as well. So I've done that before. It's come up a few times, even for myself. I had to do that for myself and a few other people. I can tell if you're a new soul, if you've or how many. They might show me how many lives you've had, and clear the ones that most need it. So I might just start it by saying, we want to just visit any positive lives and just show me positive experiences, just so you can get to know a bit of your history. You also don't need to dwell, like just because you had a past life as in the mob, for example. I'm trying to think of an example of someone's. Yes, I've had a few of those that have had to swim with the fishes, been thrown in the water with cement around their feet. Lots of interesting characters. Say you've had a life in the mob and you've done some horrible things. You don't have to dwell on that, and it doesn't mean that's the kind of person you are now. It just might explain some things about your life to help you understand yourself a little bit more. But it's just as fascinating and interesting learning about your past lives as it is looking at your family tree and your history, where you came from. People get interested in their family trees and look up all their history and stuff, but that's just the family in this life. You've got lives from all over. You're probably all over the world, all different families. Sometimes you come back into your own family if you're really fascinated about a great grandmother or something, and you're really drawn to the history. You could have been them in another life, and you're back recycling into the family again. It's very cool. I love doing it with pregnancy too, because sometimes I can tell if that child that the person's pregnant with, or that child's been in the family before. Yeah, it's very interesting. So if you're interested in learning about your past lives, you're more than welcome to come and see me. I really enjoy connecting with people's past lives. It's probably my favorite thing to do. Sometimes in an intuitive healing, which I spoke about in the last video, a past life, if it really needs to get cleared, it will just come up, or I can include that in the session. But if I can definitely dedicate a whole hour and a half just to visiting as many past lives as possible. And I encourage you to record the session so you can listen back to it and jot some notes down and look things up if you want to, so you don't forget, because you get lots of information. It's really interesting. So yeah, let me know if you'd like to book in, or go explore yourself, or go learn how to do it, or I can teach you how to do past lives if you decide to do some mentoring program with me, which is another thing I'll talk about in another video. So yeah, thank you for listening, and I'll see you again in a couple of weeks. Thanks, bye.